Hello, hello. I'm out of the dark today. No more videos by the side of my bed, where I'm literally staring into a flashlight so I can see anyway or be seen. Um, today. What have I seen? What have happened? Well, it's not much. Found out that I can still do 5Ks in the exact same speed, so I'm not slower, despite the lack of running. However, I can't say I'm much faster. So I'll say I'm faster, but not by loads. Yeah, improvements are needed. My keys say I love grapes on them, because I do. Anyway, that was a lovely gift someone got me. That was an amazing gift. It's currently 1:22. But yeah, had a lot of time where you just get to think for yourself or to yourself about what you want to do and where you want to be, maybe who you want to be surrounded by. And when you think about who you want to be surrounded by, you have to think about, well, maybe just imagine people, but then you also have to think about the people you know now, and which one of them would you want to be there. And yeah, that's a whole conversation itself where you're kind of thinking, you'd want them to be there, and you may make some thoughts or assumptions thinking they won't suit being in a certain place. You think some of them won't suit being in a fancy place, some of them won't suit being in a middle class, normal barbecue outback place. I don't know. But the point is, assumptions kill people. I think assumptions are one of the worst things ever. They're useful, however, they also kill things faster than they ever could with any other means, well, other than actual death. But it's bad. It's bad. And the main reason I'm saying this is because a lot of the time you'll hear about relationships, and I've just been hearing about relationships, so I'm thinking about it. But you'll hear people in a relationship and they have an argument over something simple, and a lot of the time you hear it and you realize the reason they're arguing is because one of them have assumed something, or both of them have assumed something, and now they're just going at it. What do I do now? I ain't getting involved. Not my relationship. But a lot of that stems from assumptions most of the time. I mean, right now, I got assumptions too. I assume I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. Please. I assume I'm going to be able to make it through this video without falling asleep. I assume I'm able to do my uni course. Well, from the knowledge I've gained, but that's a bit less of an assumption, more of it. Anyway, look, that's not as much as an assumption, but more in the case of relationships, you'll assume one person did something for you when really they didn't, or you assume, let's say as a simple example, you assume they'd hold the door every time, and they don't. You wait for them to hold the door, and they just walk straight past you. People come from all forms of backgrounds and sets of different places in life, different environments entirely, different perspectives. And the whole thing with that is, when all these people with such crazy perspectives come into one place and they decide to get together, and now they're trying to talk things out. Well, I mean, they've been brought up to deal with it different, and one of them makes some assumptions, or the other one does, and now, well, basically it goes very downhill from just miscommunication. That was not you, but that's a whole other thing anyway. Miscommunication is a whole other thing in a relationship, which is hell. It's pretty linked though, but still. Yes, assumptions. Assumptions could also make it so you believe something but you really don't need to. Like you have enough money in your car to buy something when really your car declines at the store. It hurts a lot. Anyway, but the point is, it's kind of rough making assumptions because you know a lot of times they don't work out. A lot of times they are mean or hurt somebody when you make assumptions, which is a one time you do not. Or you make assumptions when you think you're gonna hurt someone. That's how it is. That's how it is. Um, other than that, but you know, you know, it's not just in relationships. Assumptions happen everywhere as well. I was trying to get across. A lot of time on work, people will go about their work thinking I can lift so and so amount, so I can lift. Let's see if I can lift double that or half that, and maybe it's just laid out differently and you can't lift it. Whatever they're lifting, the weight's just laid out in a flat, symmetrical. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying things change, and people assume stuff because they have an ego. They were brought up a certain kind of way, or maybe they just fully just believe it. Some people are gullible. I am some people, but you know, it happens. I do like it though. That I like it in at least science when they say you're making assumption or they make it known because they know it's not a commonly already believed factor. It's just something they're assuming. Damn, I'm yawning a lot, but all these assumptions end up killing people because it goes back and forth. It starts with an argument, when it goes into shouting, when it goes into whatever else it gets to, whatever point it gets to. I mean, eventually it just, a lot of it is end up being assumptions on one person's part or another. And that's why I wanted to bring up relationships because it's so important in a relationship that, well, there's two people with two different sides entirely trying to pretty much, live the same way or be with you in some kind of way, be a part of you. And they probably before even having a foot set in the same path as you will think that just, you don't do anything all day. Or maybe you do too much in a day. When most of the time, it's probably something, you probably have rather done something they never would have predicted. You did okay. But, yeah. Point is, yeah, assumptions kill. If I assume right now that I'm going to bed in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to fall asleep. I'm going to wake up. And I'm going to assume I'm going to make it to my lecture. And that assumption could kill me. Not kill me, but hurt me. If I don't make it to that lecture. That's what I mean. To be honest, it hurts. But most assumptions lead to setbacks for people. Rather with other people or themselves. And that's how it is. Anyway, I'm yapping and slowly falling asleep. So have a lovely day. Good night.